I rolled a dirt bike.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
At least it sounds like you had fun doing it.
Yeah. It was great. We caught it on video. We're trying to recover the file.
Oh, nice.
I'm glad you're alright. Alright, are we ready?
Oh,
Are we recording now?
Recording.
Yeah, we are. Okay.
We're just kind of hanging out. But, yeah, I put together the beginning frameworks of the PowerPoint presentation. So I'm confused. Do we have to do two project proposals, or do we not?
So
we
I
do
don't even know
two.
where we're supposed to turn them in. So I don't know.
Oh, I don't know on that either.
Because I was looking for them and there's nothing, like, I remember hearing about the project proposals, but I can't find anything related to them on iLearn. And I don't know where we would turn them in once we create them. From what I understand, though, they basically just need to be like a Word document or something explaining just basics. It doesn't need to even be very intense. So the one thing that I did find was this week in the week 9 development notes from instructor stuff, it says we should have a project plan, and it can just be a spreadsheet or a Word doc that has the facets of the application, a project deliverable, and a due date. That's the only information I've found on something even close to a proposal. So I don't even know where we're supposed to turn in the two proposals that we had talked about before.
All right. Wouldn't it be nice if this stuff was in iLearn? Let's see. Gotta be something here.
Is it in his
what
email?
James wants me to know. Are we on lesson 10? Week 10, lesson 9 now.
Yeah. Lesson
Let's
9.
pull this up. So this is supposed to be the first full week of team app development, I guess.
Right, yeah.
4 weeks left, and now we're at 3.5.
Are we supposed to be teaching anything today or going over anything?
This week we're supposed to do sharing videos, so we technically don't have to teach anything.
Okay. I prepared some stuff because I was like, oh, but okay. I know the answer.
And
Is there
Did you find the answer?
Is there a way to set up GitHub so that we can upload and download the project directly from our software editor, or not software editor, sorry.
IDE. Yeah, we should figure that out.
Because I don't want to copy, so I copied everything down, but I don't want to, like, push edits or reload an edit file and then have it not, like, coincide. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it would be very beneficial to right now just make sure that we can all pull and push and that our changes are saved on a project.
I agree.
And then every time we work on it, we'll just pull and then push when we're finished.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I was trying to use GitHub Desktop, but I was having the most difficult time. And so what I did, I copied it down, put it in my editor, and then when I made sure it was all working, I re-uploaded it on the edit screen, like you were saying before. And has anyone been successful in committing and downloading to their desktop, their GitHub desktop?
So I've had to do this multiple times with my projects, and I don't know. I feel like I've figured out how to do it. It's pretty straightforward with using GitHub Desktop to me, but
Would you feel comfortable in just doing an example of downloading it or pulling it and doing all that with your GitHub desktop?
sure. 1 second. Let me open some stuff up so that I can.
Okay.
All right. So, 1 minute. I'm going to share my screen. So do you guys know how to download the repository to your local computer, right?
Yeah.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. So I have 3 things open right now. I've got my IDE over here in the right corner, right top corner. I use brackets. I've got the GitHub website open in the middle, and over here on the left is GitHub Desktop. So, do you guys all have GitHub Desktop?
I do.
Because this won't be much help if you guys don't all have it.
I have it. Oh wait, I
Okay.
did. Never mind. But yeah, I had it before, and I can get it again. Easy.
Okay. I mean, you can also do all this stuff through your terminal. NetBeans does it, but I don't like the way NetBeans does it. I think NetBeans is a pain. So you can also, there's another application called TreeSource. It's pretty good at, oh, it's Source Tree, not TreeSource. I don't even know if I have it on mine right now. Anyways, there's a lot of different applications you can use to make sure that your stuff is up to date. Anyways, so when you have GitHub open, GitHub Desktop, you can, let's see. My GitHub Desktop right now is showing a website that I am working on for another class right now. And this was an image that I added. The GitHub Desktop is showing me that image. It was the last thing that I committed to my repository. So basically, I'm just going to go into the index file for that same project right now. And I'm going to add some new stuff to it. Save it, obviously. When I come into here now, it will show right here that I've saved something new. This is that new piece of code that I just added in green. Up here, you can see that it has this little dot, and it shows me where I am on my master line compared to where I was before. This is the last thing that I committed, was that last dot. This is the current one. In the summary, I'm going to put, I added a new paragraph, and you can add more information about that. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, you can commit that to your master branch if you want. Since I'm the only person on this repository, it's not a problem for me to commit directly to the master branch because no one's working on it at the same time and nothing's going to get messed up. So once I've done that, I can sync it, and then as soon as it's synced, I can come back into GitHub I can look on my personal repository under the same project, and I can see, oh, where is it? Here it is. I can see that that's obviously been added. It's going to show up on the website. As far as adding folders and things, if you've created a folder on your computer, for instance, this is my folder right here for my GitHub website that I was just showing you. You can create a folder on your own computer. I'm going to rename this new folder. I can open GitHub Desktop, and I've got to put something in that folder because it's not going to be much use without something. We will put.
Are we able to
this there.
store images
Yeah, you can store images.
on GitHub?
All you have to do is put them in a. You can. I just added images, so like this file is full of images. They're all on GitHub.
Okay.
They're right here. Just add the folder on your computer. You'll see that that was just added through this. I can name it, I can commit it to the master. Once I've synced it, it will all show up right here in my GitHub repository. As far as we are concerned, since we are working on the same thing all at different times, it's a good idea for us all to create branches. So we can add a branch. I'm going to name it Michelle's branch. I'll go into my IDE and open one of my files for this. If I can remember where it's located. It's right there, I think. So I'm gonna open, let's see, this is something. I'm gonna add something new to this. Save it. When I go into here, you'll see that I have a branch. It says Michelle's branch here, and it has a master branch above it. And you can see that the branch has been created right now. So once I've done that, I can go and I can say new stuff. I don't know. It should be more descriptive than that, your titles. I've committed my branch. Then you publish your branch. And then go into the GitHub. Everything, the things that everyone else would see, you can see that I recently pushed Michelle's branch. So then, this should be what everyone sees on their own screen when you go to GitHub repository online. So then when I come back here, you can view this branch on its own. You can compare it to the master branch. And then once you've decided that things are the same, nothing's going to get messed up, you can sync it. If anything is going to get messed up, those things are pretty simple to fix through here too. But since there aren't any problems, it's not going to give me any issues. So, anyways, I don't know if that was helpful at all. But
yeah, I think that was helpful. I think one thing, are we planning on doing a new repository? Because I know we have like Team Awesome and yours, but
yeah.
since that has all of our like teacher or coding topics in there, you think that would kind of mess with things if we tried to make our app in there too?
I think we should just create a new file named Flashcard app and put everything for the flashcard app in that file.
That would too. That would
in the repository. So I think that would be the easiest way to do it, but I mean, if you guys want to create a new repository, we can do that too.
I tried making a new folder on the GitHub, but I was unable. Maybe just use a desktop version instead.
It's always easiest for me to create things through desktop and then push it to the repository. But, oh, this is getting confusing. There we go.
Okay, because I would like to set it up as if it would be on the website with like the assets or the pictures, a little more organized than just files everywhere.
Yeah. That should be easy enough to do as long as the file... Is our repository file saved within your website file on your computer?
Mine isn't.
That makes sense.
No. Is that how we use the GitHub desktop, as we copy it to our computer?
Yeah.
I see.
So
basically, however, I guess the files in GitHub are, that's what we'll pull up in our IDE.
pretty much, yeah. So, have you guys not had to use GitHub before in other classes?
I've only used the I've only used it with NetBeans, where you do all of that through push and pull, and
Yeah,
then
me
it
too.
repopulates.
Well, you can do it that way if you want to. Like it's the same thing as using the desktop version. I just like the desktop version more. So,
Okay.
because it's visual. But it all affects the same stuff the same way on GitHub, so it shouldn't matter how you do it.
Well, heck, I want to start playing with this and seeing if I can figure it out. Let's throw a new file in here. Can I make it? Create a file.
for
I'm
it.
going for it. How should we name it?
Name it flashcard app or something like that.
Wait, shouldn't it be like a folder?
Yeah, you're creating a file right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get out of there.
So I don't even know if you can actually create a folder on GitHub. I think you might have to push a folder onto GitHub.
So the first step is to clone or download.
Yeah, the first step is to clone or download the repository. And if you want to create it in your website, Kelly, make sure you just clone or download it into a file that's connected to your website. So.
I see, yeah. I see, so...
Oh goodness.
I open mine in the desktop. I think it's the easiest way to do it, but you can also download the zip and place it wherever you want. Open in desktop would just mean that it opens GitHub desktop for you when you clone the repo. That's a duck. Do you know what ducks say? Quack, quack.
Okay, so Michelle, if you can look at my screen, so far I pressed clone or download and then open in desktop. If I'd like to do it, you did the tutorial, you explained it in the tutorial. If I wanted to edit the index or add a file, how would I go about doing that?
Open up your IDE. I don't know what you prefer to use.
I can use. Okay, let's use this one. Okay, so this one here.
Yeah.
And then, how do I find the repository I downloaded?
I always clone my repository to a specific spot on my computer. So, 1 minute, let me think.
So should I have done the zip then instead?
Well, I'm just trying to think about how this works.
Okay.
Okay, do you have a Mac, don't you? Okay, so double click the Team Awesome within GitHub desktop, and well, not double click, I guess 2-finger click, and then put open in Finder, and it should tell you where it's located.
Aha.
Do the 3-pane up at the top where you can choose, yeah. So that has been placed, Kelly Johnson, GitHub, Team Awesome. Do you see the path there, Kelly?
I do.
So that is where it's located. So you can click on whatever you want to change and start working on and open it up in your IDE.
Yes. Index. All right, so let's say I want to do the index.
Yeah, so open that in your IDE.
Open with Coda. Brackets is nice. I like to use Coda to upload. So here it is, and then I want to make this container. Container is here. Okay, so then I save it.
Yeah, save it. You can go back to GitHub Desktop now, and it should show you that you've just changed that. Do you see up at the top below the sync button? You have a blue highlighted button. Click on the next one over on the right. Click on that.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Magic.
Yes.
I made a flashcard app folder.
Great, thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, you're welcome, Kelly.
So I actually have a quick question. So I'm on NetBeans, and I tried to open the project,
Uh-huh.
and it's only giving me the folders. It's not actually giving me any of the files. So I hope that makes sense. So all the other projects I have PHP files and and Java files. And then when I open that project, it just has a list of, it has like 20 folders and no files. Did that make sense?
That's weird. Because there aren't even 20 folders in this repository. But there are about 20 files. So I wonder if it's converted them into files or folders instead of files. That wouldn't make any sense. Because they're all labeled as like CSS and HTML files. So I'm not, 1 minute, let me try and open NetBeans. I do not like NetBeans.
It's the only one I've used, so it was like, I'll just stick with that. But you said, we can just like open these, let's see. What? Oh, you can change your.
Looks like you were able to create that folder, Michael.
Oh yeah, I got a folder in there. So I was thinking it would be helpful if we could all just like make sure we can push and we all do a new paragraph in there that has our name, and then we can all see it, each other's work, if that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Um, Kelly, go back to your GitHub, go back to GitHub desktop. It says, okay, yeah, so open up that conflict with your external editor. Oh, it's not telling you what was conflicting, is it? Hmm. So we all need to make sure that we create branches when we push our work. But remember,
I've already made like a bunch of branches. Like every time I've uploaded something for just what do you call it, code, I've done a branch.
Yeah, you're gonna need to create a new branch every time you commit.
Okay. So
and
for
your
every
branches will always need to be named something different than they were before. So you could be like, for me it would be like Michelle update 1, Michelle update 2, Michelle update 3, or something like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so every time you commit something new, you'll have to create a new branch for it. So. And I don't think I created a new branch, I think I just pushed. So it's my fault. Okay. Whoops.
All of the frustrations. Let's see. Cassandra, were you able to pull in NetBeans?
I had to delete the file, and I'm gonna try to pull it again. I'm gonna try to reconnect.
I'm getting this cannot connect to repository error, and I don't know why.
Oh, open that back up again, Michael.
All right, let's see. So my username and password. This is my GitHub username and password, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then the URL where the repository is. And I don't know what that does. Sure, that file looks all right. Okay, nothing.
Cannot connect to the repository. Oh, get rid of the flashcard. Okay, so after Team Awesome, get rid of that flashcard app part and the slash.
All right. Ah, yes. Genius.
Because that
Michelle.
was not part of the repository name, and so it couldn't find it.
All right. So let's see here. So right now I just want master.
I think I think just master.
Yeah, I'll just go for master. Documents that need project, sure. Wait, sources folder. Now I don't know what's going on.
I can't see your screen anymore, so I don't know.
So now.
Oh, so choose where you want to place it, I guess, on your computer.
All right.
Maybe. Browse, I guess. I don't know.
htdocs, sure, that looks good. I'll call it.
Oh, you can't rename the project there. You only have to choose a folder to put it in. That's why that was being weird.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in htdocs, that's what I wanted. Boom.
It looks like you're making a new project.
Yeah, I'm gonna cancel that. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Get out of all that.
This is why I don't like NetBeans. I don't think it makes sense.
Yeah, you're still making a new project. If you do the blue folder with the little square, you should be
Open
able to
project.
find.
Yeah, there's your folder.
See, that's what the problem I'm having is the folders are all empty.
Huh.
How are you getting on it before, Michael? Because you were changing folders before. I don't understand what's different.
Oh, so basically what I was doing before is I'd go into GitHub and I'd be like, ooh, I made something cool this week. Upload files. Then I'd just click and drag the files.
Oh, well that works. That's the way you can do it.
So how can we pull the files to edit the files, like what you were doing earlier?
To do it through NetBeans, I don't know, because I've used NetBeans, but I've kind of forgotten how I did it before, because I don't like NetBeans, so I found a different IDE.
Well, I have other I have other ways to edit it, but how did you open the file off of the desktop version?
So I know where my file is located. What I had, it's okay, it'll be fixed. What I had Kelly do was right-click on his file to find out what the path was so that he could locate it locally and then open it in his IDE. So do you guys have, I mean, you guys are on Windows machines, but you guys could try doing the exact same thing through your own GitHub desktop if you guys have it downloaded. And then it should tell you where your files are located on your computer if you've got the projects. 1 second.
You guys believe this? I click go to download. And then boom, that's not the download. Silly GitHub. Where is it? It's got to be here somewhere.
Okay.
Mr. Rogers. That was my jam. When I was a kid, I was all about that.
My daughter's obsessed. She's been watching way too much TV, but I've got to get homework done, so.
Ah, nice. My favorite ones were the ones where he'd go to the land of make-believe.
Oh, yeah.
And the king would always hang out by the train tracks. I was like, man, that's a cool king. That's what I'd do if I was a king. I'd hang out by the train track.
So fun. Alright, so while that's downloading, I can show you what I've done so far if you haven't take a look at it. Here's the index and the CSS. This is my vision of what it could be. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, I can see
I
it.
have it on.
I played with that a little this morning. I thought that looked good, Kelly.
Great, great. So what I was thinking is this shadow effect right here will kind of make the flashcard pop out of the background. And then so we'll have what is the capital of Indiana. And I'm thinking what is the capital of can be smaller because it's the same thing over and over and over for each card. And Indiana is the only one that changes. So once you hover over it, on the back of the card is map the United States of where Indiana fits in the map, and then a cool little trivia point about it. And then right here, the next button will theoretically, once you click it, it'll go to the storage or where we're going to have these cards stored, and this next one will pop up, either to the left of it or right of it or below it, and then like that. Right now, I know it doesn't include any other besides HTML and CSS, but I thought it was a good starting point, perhaps. What are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good place to start.
That looks gorgeous.
I guess kind of along the same lines, Kelly, I created a basic framework of what our app could potentially look like. Kind of just because I feel like it's the best place to start, because if we all know what we want it to look like, then we can know what we need to create and what's still left to create. 1 second. I'll open this and show you guys what I made.
Cool.
Sure.
I'll share my screen so you guys can see. So I based this off of what we looked at last week. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
So it was just basically this would be the web version, but, you know, just a place to input questions and input the answers. And then it would have a card. You could do the cards that Kelly's already basically created. And then they would have a place to input the answer that they had. Up here in the corner would be number correct if they've gotten any correct. And then it would have, you know, a wrong answer or the right answer, and it would add it up there. As far as the mobile frames go, this is kind of what I was thinking. Is that through CSS we would create what it would look like on a mobile app or a mobile application. But that's kind of as far as I got this week on thinking about what to do with our app. But I feel like Kelly's off to a good start. So with that, maybe we can all start actually adding to the code and making it, finalizing our application. Yeah?
Michelle, could I see your screen?
Yeah.
The flashcards?
Yeah. Can you see it now?
Yeah. So I think it's great that we have a couple different ideas of what it could be. What I like about yours, Michelle, is that it's really clean. At the top, it tells you how many you have correct. I think that's an option that we haven't really talked about yet. Do we want to have a correct or a right or a wrong statement for the user, like a place for them to input their answer?
That kind of felt like it just finalized the app to me. Like, since the purpose of our app is flashcards, I thought maybe it would need to kind of give you an estimate on how much you actually know. But I don't think it's actually necessary as far as the scope of our project goes. But, I mean, it probably, I don't know how difficult it would be to create a function that recognizes how many questions we got right and how many we got wrong. So.
In my mind, go ahead, Cassandra.
I don't remember who it was. I want to say it was Michael. That made the in common. In common.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's where that could come in, the correct and stuff. The problem that I'm seeing is, and I don't know exactly how you were planning this, but all of this has to be on one page. Like everything we're doing is just a one-page app. Yeah.
So I think that as far as questions and answers go, it can, I mean, there's plenty of websites that just flow. So basically this information can all be on one index or HTML page or whatever. As far as screenshots go, though, it wouldn't necessarily look like it was all on one page.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know you can do like hidden divs and stuff.
Yeah. So, because I mean, we would want to have a place where they could input the questions and the answers, but then, like, the flashcards could overlay on top of that so that it no longer showed that, like a new div popped up to show the flashcards. Does that make sense? That was kind of my thinking. This is all very basic, though. It was kind of just an idea to get started, I guess.
So were you thinking of having the users type in the answer as opposed to flipping the flashcard and then having the flashcard say what it was and then the user just entering if they were right or wrong?
I think I mean, yeah, I guess that was kind of my idea this morning, but I think it would be easier if it like had what is the capital of Oklahoma, and then the user just says in their own mind the capital of Oklahoma is this, and then they flip over the card and it tells them the answer. I think that would be more simple than having the computer identify if their typed question was correct or not.
Yeah, you could make like some JavaScript strings and just say, you know, if the strings are equal, then it says correct. If the strings are not equal, then it says incorrect. But
we could do that. It would be more coding, but
yeah, it would be because then you'd have to do one variable for each state, and
exactly, yeah. And I'd rather not do that, but
or two variables for each state.
Yeah.
I think the problem we would run into with typing in their own answer is, are they good spellers?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that too.
Are they going to play?
I think we should maybe just stay away from that and just have the cards like you were showing them before, Kelly, where it just has the front of the card, what is it, and the back of the card says the answer. And I think that would be more simple.
And then,
yeah,
we could use local storage to just kind of like how I did in my quiz, just like keep a score. And then just, what I could even do is I could probably even rig it up so it displays the score like as a percentage out of 50.
That would be good.
So I'd be comfortable doing something like that and save it to local storage so you can log on and see how you've been doing.
Yeah. That sounds good to me.
Wait, Michael, what was that? How would they do the right or wrong?
So what I was thinking is there would just be a couple of buttons, or they'd flip the card, and then when the card is flipped, there would be two buttons, one button for if they got it right, one button for if they got it wrong, and then I'd just do like an on-click, it would call a JavaScript function that would either add one to their score or not add one to their score, and save that number to local storage.
Oh, I think that's a great idea.
And then so, it would show their score, and then if they close out of the app and come back in, then it would just still have their score, and they can say, okay, today I need to beat 36, because last week I got 36. And then, they try it again, and it resets their score. I'd be comfortable doing something like that.
I like that idea.
And I could probably even rig it up out of a percentage, or at least try.
So I was thinking that the idea that I coded would be is what the professor is looking for, is because of what he showed us. He showed us like a Jeopardy type of game, where they didn't enter any information. It was just in your mind, did you get it right or not?
So Kelly, I think that's true. I think we should start trying to just move the code that you have already created into like make sure that that code is in the desktop or is in the repository, and then we should just start building off of what you've already created.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Let's see. So it is in GitHub. It's not in the folder yet. I do need to rearrange all the stuff in the folder. Oh, it brings into a question.
Yeah.
There are files like normalize. Can we use normalize in our code?
I think we can.
Or modernizer. Because it's not really helping our code out at all. It's just making sure everything is compatible with the browsers.
That seems fine to me. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to use it.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as I remember, he just said we weren't allowed to use jQuery and PHP. Is that correct? Am I remembering that right?
I think so, yeah.
So as long as we don't use jQuery or PHP, I think we're golden.
Okay. All right. I don't know who had the question before about custom libraries, but this is an example of a custom library.
Yeah.
Or use some pre-coded like animation, and you just type in what animation you want for that line.
Right.
Let's see. But like for this class, he said take from the internet and adapt it, modify it, add to it. So could we take snippets from these libraries and add them to our code?
I think we could, as long as we're just not finding a library and then just using it as is. Like if we're taking ideas from those libraries and then modifying them to suit our own needs, I think that's fine.
Yeah. I think you're right about that.
Yeah. So I've got to get going because my daughter's ready for eating. But do we have a plan then as to can everyone get on GitHub and can we?
I can figure it out.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
Do you guys feel more
Make sure you have,
comfortable with
like,
getting on it?
as far as right now goes, everyone make sure you have like the code that you've done like saved on your machine. Because I just feel awful if I like did a push or something and it messed with everything.
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
what I'm doing,
if you do a push, we can all decide if we're going to actually download that push onto our own machines. So.
Okay, that makes sense.
So if you push something and it somehow messes stuff up for someone else, we can fix that on our own as long as we don't download your.
All right, that's good to hear.
So, yeah.
Sounds
Everyone
good.
just needs to be responsible for what is on their own local computer. So.
All right, sounds good. I'll try to figure it out and.
All right. Sounds good, guys.
Yeah, thank you for all your help, Michelle.
Yeah, if you guys have any more questions about GitHub, just send a Google chat. I'll try to respond. I'll do my best to try and help out. Although as far as NetBeans goes, I'm really not much help because we're not friends, NetBeans and I. But yeah, I can try and help. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know I'm going to be out of town next week for a funeral. So I probably won't be able to meet for our meeting Thursday, but I will be able to chat and work on code and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, great.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll plan on just staying in touch through the Hangout chat then.
All right, sounds good.
Meeting unless anyone has anything else. All right, and